RCJetsUSA. If in case you have not noticed, this is the 5th video of series of videos that I have created for you of building HSD F16 105mm Thunderbird version. I bought it as a kit, and over 5 videos I have shown you how to build the entire jet. Here it is. We have put everything together, and it all went nicely. And as you can see, I have also glued my vertical stabilizers. And also the cool thing is about this tip of the nose. So most of the tips are solid plastic. I always break them, but this one is rubber, and it's very flexible, which is very cool. So that is one of the things that I like about this jet. Some of the pieces are solidly built. Now the next step is to connect all the surface control, gear, brakes, lights, everything to our control system. That is what I'm going to explain next, displaying the ports of each control surface, where it goes, how to connect, what sort of things that you have to do, kind of things. So I already figured out the hard way. I just want to make sure you guys don't have to do that anymore. So I have actually modified the diagram that came with the manual to suit this particular setup and remove the confusion out of it, and it's very clear how to build, how to connect everything together now. So let's get to that, and I explain to you how everything gets connected. With the diagram that you can see on the screen, I'm going to explain and show you how to connect all the controls to our control system. First one is the afterburner lights, L01. This is the output that should get connected to the afterburner lights. And also there are other lights, solid and blink twice, blink 3 times. Those lights also I have been tested and listed here, so that you don't have to worry about testing yourself. Depend on what is your preference, you can decide which one to go where. And the next one is the headlights. This is the front landing gear light. It goes to L13, which also works with the landing gear. And all the other inputs, landing gear, brakes, and the afterburner, throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, should get connected to this one. This is the receiver inputs. Remember, throttle has to have a split cable for the afterburner and also for the throttle itself. So don't forget that. And this is a bit tricky. So main landing gear and the front landing gear, those are kind of dedicated ports. You cannot swap them. So main landing gear, that is EG02, has to be swapped, plus minus. Red wire goes to the black one goes to the red side. So make sure that you do that swap before you connect. You cannot switch the main landing gear to the other one. If you do that, things go bad. So make sure you follow those steps. And the next is the door 1, 2, 3 for landing gears. So basically door 3 has to be the front gear. Door 2 and 1, you have to mark all 3 cables to identify each separately. You cannot swap door 1 with door 2 port once you set it up. So don't get mixed things up. So label it correctly. So all the other outputs, now these things will directly get connected to your surface control. This is the output. So aileron, elevator, rudder goes here, and the throttle from the ESC directly get connected there as well. Now, having seen how to control everything to the control system, I just want to bring up a few additional things before we go and fly the jet. The important that I had to mention is using thread lock, blue thread lock, this one, onto the center screw of this wheel, because the left side wheel tend to come off when you go on the runway because it gets unscrewed anti-clockwise. It happened to me actually. I was coming at maximum throttle. Just before I took off, my wheel came off. So I had to go, I could not abort. I had to go up, and I went with two wheels and came back and landed and damaged the bottom of the jet, and but I saved the rest of the jet except the landing gear area. So I want to make sure that you guys avoid that. So I actually did that a day before. Now what I did was I tried and make sure when you do that, don't tie up to the full, because then the wheel might not rotate loosely. So you can see now here it's very loose, and then use the blue thread lock and tighten it up to the level that you can loosely spin the wheel, and give 24 hours, then you can test it. Actually I just checked, I couldn't even unscrew, so which is good. So you can forcefully unscrew with the blue, but don't use the red one. The other important thing is this wire connector for the batteries. This particular connector will not come with the kit. You can buy it, you can build it yourself. It's not that complicated. So basically it is kind of series of 6X batteries going into 150 AS150 jack. This part comes with the ESC, but you have to have the connectors, these two connectors connected to that. So remember that you need one of them as well. I have listed in my list, but you can either buy or you can do it yourself. So that's what I did it myself. Now about the battery placement and the CG. If you have seen my camo version explanation of how to prepare it for medium flight, same applies here. The same size, same jet, same motor, same battery setup, same configuration. So I'm not going to repeat the same thing again. Just please go and see that video. It has exactly what I mentioned. So just to reiterate, some people have asked me why aren't I give the millimeters from the edge instead of why I'm saying that the battery position is important. So this jet has only few things that you can plug in anyway. So you have the receiver, gyro. Those two are very tiny little and there's no enough weight. And with the manufacturer's CG location, which is actually marked with a sticker, I did that first, and then I got another buddy of mine to verify the CG at the field, and we all were happy and we flew. My jet flew all the way like this, 45-degree angle. I took off, I had to do this to keep it up, and I went all the way like this. I could not bring the nose down. If I do that, it's going to come down. So fortunately, I had enough power. I went only one cycle and came back and I landed safely. At the last minute, I got it down, so I landed. So it was tail heavy. So this jet by design is tail heavy. So I don't even bother to check the weight CG anymore. I'm going to place the battery exactly where I place. I know the weight. I haven't changed anything. I fixed the ESC exactly the same place like my other jet, and so I'm going to do exactly that. So I actually flew the jet second time, bringing the batteries forward, and it was a little bit okay. The third time I got further up, exactly the way that I explained in the camo version. So, and that was it. It went straight and very easy to fly after that. So please make sure that you do that. Don't go by the manual. You're going to get into a problem. Okay, now that you know how to connect all the components together, let's connect the batteries. Now for this, we need two of 2S 7.4 batteries for our control system. I got two of them. And also for the main, for the motor, we need at least 5,000 6S batteries. So I got two of them. These are RCbatteries.com, so they are actually reliable. I use these batteries in all my jets, Liberian, and they are very reliable actually, so it does not get puffy after using, so they have been heavily used. So I can recommend you those. Let's try to connect our batteries. First of all, I have to remove the control opener and then connect the batteries to our control system. First thing I'm going to do is to start the remote and then start the control system. That will bring everything to life except the motor. So let me bring the remote. Okay, so I'm going to start the control system now. Okay. Since I have the gyro set up, you can see it's already screaming. Normally digital servos do that, so don't get panic on that. So my aileron works for a direction. My elevator, yeah, also work, and rudder, and also you can see the front wheel steering also works the same direction. And let's see the brakes. So I'm going to do that. Yeah. So, and since I have not connected the power to the motor, let me dim the light so that you will see this. I'm going to show you the back burner. So in order to test the back burner, you have to switch off the throttle card. That means the throttle should be active. Now what is this arm? So now if I increase the throttle, can you see the back burner? So it's reducing the power when you reduce the throttle, and if you increase it, it will get brighter. So that's how you test it. So everything else should work the way that you are expecting it to work without connecting the main battery to the motor. So I'm going to cut the throttle now. So throttle cut is on. So I'm going to connect the main batteries. Let me leave it like this. The second one tend to spark. Yeah. So I'm going to give a bit of a throttle to make sure that it works. Yeah. So that works. Direction is correct. So I felt the air coming out. So that part also done. So let me get rid of the main batteries. It's too heavy to hold on this particular rack. So that is basically it. We have completed the whole jet building from the kit, and it's all working as expected. Everything glued, very strong bond between the two pieces, top and bottom. I checked that as well. So everything is done. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I will try to give you answers as much as I can, and I'm confident that this will fly very well. I will add some clips later on about the medium flights and taking off, landing and things like that in a separate video. And I'm going to conclude this video with all of these. And if you like my videos so far, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And if there's anything that I can help you to build this safely and confidently, I will help you guys. Thank you for watching.